Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco. Dish out on the movies. Today we are reviewing the next episode of
We are reviewing...
Fallout.
No, we are reviewing something else.
No, we're not.
We are reviewing Cookies!
Okay, we're reviewing Season 2 Fallout, Episode 5 called The Wrangler. And to remind you, there's only 3 more episodes left.
Which I think is very hard to believe. And I don't know if this is true, but I recall hearing them say something like, we're going to stay in Vegas for a while or something. That might be true. Because it really doesn't seem like there's 3 episodes left of New Vegas. It seems like there's 3 episodes and there's going to be a mid-season finale. It doesn't feel like a whole story is going by. Safi. From Safi and Marco, dish out on movies. What do you think?
What I think is, I just don't know where they're going with this. It really distresses me a little bit.
Safi says that when, for every single TV show that we review.
That's not true.
I'm like, okay, Safi, what do you think about this show? I just don't know where it's going to go.
Well, I don't...
It's like, yeah, no one does, because we haven't seen it yet.
It's a disaster. I don't know why people are doing what they're doing. The only clear-cut motives you have for outcomes are, number 1, Lucy wants to find her father. And for the rest of that, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Then we have the Ghoul, and he is looking for his wife and daughter. That's the other one. All this other stuff, all these other people, I don't know what their goal is. I mean, this new... What did they focus on this week?
Well, let's see. They did not focus on the Brotherhood.
No.
Or on
Caesar.
The Vault.
Right.
The Vault with the soap opera drama going on.
With the eye patch girl and Cecily Tyson going at it. Okay. So anyway, but we do have the other part of the Vault that escaped or whatever.
What do you call them?
I'll say it's Vault B.
The Outlanders. Okay, so you have Norm and all the other guys, and we did get to see him and the Asian girl talk, and I like her character so far. I think that she's pretty good. But just like in, I think, the last episode or the episode before, someone overhears their conversation and he admits that he's not really Bud's successor, and that guy is the brown noser from, I think, the other episode, whiver one that was.
He was the food delivery boy, okay?
And so he goes in there and he first off, this show is pretty hilarious in terms of, it's purposefully really, really goofy, because the first thing that guy does when he comes into the room is he unplugs the computer so that Norm can't do his research. And he just can't, it's like, when you have, a parent who goes in their kid's room and they unplug their gaming system, that's what it was like. And then he attacks him and he strangles him and, pins him down.
I don't think he killed him.
No, he didn't kill him.
And another thing is the Asian woman, she had just left the room momentarily. She warned him. She said, all the rest of these people are crazy. So It wasn't, he was a little bit guarded. I mean, he was still, that other guy's a lot bigger than him. And he was able to overcome him, but he didn't kill him. I don't know if he knows that he didn't kill him.
I think he does.
I don't know. But I mean, I don't get it. I don't get why he was so mad that he would attempt to kill him.
Was there evil? I don't know.
Just because he lied, so what? It doesn't matter what the circumstance they're in. It doesn't matter. It doesn't impact it in any way. So F off. That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking, okay, I think that Norm might have been able to overpower him. I mean, we see a lot of these modern action movies where you have like a 90-pound woman and she's fighting like men who are like 300 pounds. And so I think that he could have probably overpowered that guy somehow. I mean, he picks up like a big lamp and tries to get him, and it's like, okay, like, Norm, you're... Okay, I mean, Norm's build, because, you know, in Fallout, everyone has, like, a build because it's a role-playing game. Norm's build is, like, 9 out of 10 intelligence or something, and his strength build is, like, 4 out of 10. And so I think that that's what it was. It's like he needs to up his strength. He needs to level up so that he can get another strength point. What do you think, Safi?
Well,
What's your build?
To me, he's not prepared for that kind of thing.
What's your build, Safi?
I don't know what that means, but
you don't know what that means?
He's never heard of that.
Intelligence, charisma. You did it in the New Vegas game that you haven't finished yet.
Oh yeah.
You have to make a build. You know, intelligence, charisma, agility, endurance, luck.
Well, I think he has all of that, but he doesn't have the strength part.
I think that he has high luck too. I think he has high luck and high intelligence, but his strength is just not good enough. But like, no. Yeah. So that's that story.
I don't think he was trained for that kind of thing.
That doesn't matter.
They're trained to be in that stupid vault and just...
That doesn't matter.
I mean, there's some nefarious things going on.
That's a stupid thing. That's like saying, like, you can't, like, defend yourself against someone because you haven't trained before. Like, that's fucking retarded.
Well, I don't know. Well, we'll see. What did he find out? When he's on the computer? What did he find out?
I can't
remember.
I have
it. Okay?
Oh, God.
He found out that for the vaults that they were in, where is it? Oh, here it is. And I don't know what is it, Vault 30 and 33 or whatever. I don't know how to say this, but the thing is called Forced Evolutionary Virus, FEV. Remember that Marco brought this up, and anybody who's really played this game, they know about this too, that these vaults were supposed to be experimental places. In other words, they're supposed to do experiments. What kind of experiments? It would probably depend on the vault, of course. Those vaults that they just came from, they were supposed to be going the forced evolutionary virus experiment. And so he's like, oh my God, but that's it. That's all he found out. It said FEV, and then they explained what FEV was, but that's it, because the guy unplugged the computer. He needs to do more research, or maybe he doesn't want to know. Because they're gone, and the other people are stuck back in their soap opera existence. So, it's a soap opera virus.
All right. So, well, Safi, I think that you have a virus too.
Oh, Marco, hush up.
It's the bad reviewer virus.
Okay. Okay, Marco.
Just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Wink, wink.
Okay, well, so we've actually just covered the
whole episode?
People. No, the vault people. Well, there isn't anything else to say about them.
Okay, well, let's move on.
Except for those two ladies.
Oh, God. Okay, so now let's talk about Kyle, Hanky Panky. So Hanky Panky, he finds the drug guy from last season. He was like a drug salesman or something. I really can't remember.
I can't either, but I thought I'd seen him before.
That's not really like a good sign, too, like when you watch a show and you can't remember things. And I want to say this, too. There's a lot of people on Twitter who are saying, like, they're saying that this season is failing because they're releasing it week by week. They're saying that it's a bad show because they didn't release all the episodes at once. And I'm sorry, but like that's just not smart to say. Because like TV shows did that for years and years and ages, and they didn't have a problem unless the show was bad. Or unless there was some kind of like a trend away from what the show was about. So like I would say the reason why the show is failing is because of the writing. I think that that's a much smarter thing to say, and I think it's also 100% accurate, whereas to say, like, I mean, what would it really have improved if they released all these episodes in one day? Nothing. They still would have sucked, most of them. I like this one, at least, but, like, it wouldn't have changed anything. What's that going to change about the writing? What's that going to change about the directing? I mean, it's stupid. So, yeah. So let's move on. Kyle, a.k.a. Hanky Panky, he kidnaps the druggie guy, and he hooks him up to that chip thing. He puts a chip in his neck, and he turns it all the way up, and for the first time, this guy is not affected by that. And so, I guess basically he was doing all that just to get a guy to go to Lucy and the Ghoul and to make this deal, which is if the Ghoul helps bring Lucy back to her vault, then Hanky Panky will let his evil wife and daughter go. That's the deal.
But you know what? I don't get why the Ghoul falls for that. Because how can he trust them? He can't trust them to do the right thing. First of all, he doesn't know this guy. And second of all, he saw Hank, Lucy's father, Kyle, before all of this. And he acted really nefarious and sneaky. And
yeah.
And so, you know what? I don't know how I could trust him. So I was shocked. To me, it's this other thing where this moment of weakness kind of takes over somebody who's otherwise been strong.
Ooh.
And to allow them, because, yeah, I know that's his goal. He wants to make sure he knows where his wife and daughter are and that they're okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if he wants them to come out of their stasis, because what are they going to face?
The apocalypse.
Right.
They don't. Hey, Safi.
Are they safe for? Are they safe for being in cryo? Or are they safe for being out with dirty water, dirty food, and people who want to kill them?
Hey, Safi.
What? And monsters.
Safi.
What?
They don't have to. They're lucky, the mother and the daughter, because if they get released, they won't they won't have to worry about racism anymore. But they will have to worry about getting raped and killed. And all the time. And they'll have to worry about, like, oh, we can't go to the dentist. There's no doctors around. So
this whole thing.
At least racism is gone.
So weakness the Ghoul is really pretty strong and independent. And for this bait of weakness falling over him like a blanket.
Yeah, he accepts the deal.
I just don't get it.
Well, see, Safi, I want to talk about that because I thought it was a very clear picture that they were painting in this episode. I just don't know what to make of this character anymore. You know, the last season, I kind of thought he was like this anti-hero, but this season, it almost seems like they're saying that before the apocalypse, he had a midlife crisis, and now, during the apocalypse, he's having a midlife Ghoul crisis. It's like, that's basically why I thought he made that decision, is because they're basically like, all this guy has been doing the entire fucking season is just like wandering around having constant flashbacks. You know, like it's a soap opera or something, and it's like, he's having some kind of like midlife crisis, like, oh, remember that one time? Remember that one time? And it's like, God, what a fucking weirdo.
So
the Ghoul.
This really irritates me.
Yeah.
Because I don't. This is what I'm saying. I don't know where these storylines are going. Well, what happens to him?
I thought it was forced drama too. I thought it was forced drama because there's nothing else going on with those characters. Like the writers,
it doesn't fit. That's my problem.
The writers are looking at this story and saying, we don't know how to make the story progress forward anymore unless this happens.
And I don't agree.
I
Sorry,
don't either.
I don't. And I don't understand. Why would they do that?
It's bad writing.
They're really irritating.
So
I'm really mad about what they did.
What happens is Lucy, she's like, I thought we were friends, because they were going to be love interests. They should be love interests. They make better love interests than him and his evil wife. But
yeah, well,
he drugs her, and I thought, honestly, Lucy has had some awesome moments this season. Like, I've always liked her character, and she had a really badass and awesome moment where she got, I can't remember, a power fist? I think that's what it's called. This is the first time we got to see the power fist in this series, and she puts it on even when she's weak and she's drugged. And she takes advantage of him having these stupid flashbacks, and she just punches him out the window, and he gets impaled. And she's like, yeah, fuck you. And then she just passes out. Like, that was honestly really cool.
She was hit with a tranquilizer dart.
That was cool.
Or whatever they call it. So, but yeah, she was knocked out at first, and then she kind of temporarily woke up, and she did that thing. She was so mad.
Yeah.
And she pushed him out the window. But, I mean, that's it. The character's gone.
No.
No?
The Ghoul, no.
No. He can come alive?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, Safi, see, that's the thing about this, is that, in the games, you can get hurt a lot, but, I mean, you can
that's impalement.
But you can take a stim pack and you can get over it, like you can, or you can take a doctor's bag, too. That's another thing in the game.
I guess we'll see what happens then.
Yeah, so,
it's
but
the
anyways.
Other thing, like Norm, right, who got, that guy strangled him, but he really didn't do it enough to kill him.
That's not the same thing.
But still, you have two instances, though, of the impalement looks pretty bad, I think. But two instances where they're attempted murder, I should say, and it doesn't look like they're going to be murdered. Well, I thought the Ghoul was done for. I didn't know he could come back. So, that's news to me. So I guess that's okay. But still, this moment of weakness that empowers, that falls over him like a big wet blanket, and now he's like, I gotta worry about my daughter and wife. Really? They're safe. They're not, they're cryogen. They're not gonna go anywhere. They're probably safer than you are. Oh, God.
Well, so anyways, Kyle comes and picks up his daughter, and honestly, I'm really excited about all that because I think that Kyle MacLachlan and the other actress, they have a really good dynamic. They work really well together. Safi's gonna go have a panic attack. Bye. She's gonna go throw up. She had some bad KFC for lunch, and she also ate a tub of bullshit, and that's not really going down very well. So, anyways, who are you? She just silently gestured with her water bottle, and now she's gonna sit down and try to wash down the bullshit. The bullshit that was this episode. And so anyways, for the millionth time, that was that story. There were some other things that happened. Obviously it opened up with the Deathclaws. They literally just ran away from that. They escaped. They did the smart thing there. And then they went to Freeside. Lucy went into this one shop, and I guess in that shop there was like a bandit. There was like a bandit who took over the shop and killed the owner. And
that wasn't very clear.
And then she killed him, and then she was like, what's wrong with me? That was kind of a weird sequence that was just kind of like filler. It just kind of felt like, yeah, that was kind of weird. I don't know what that's building up to.
She stole drugs because she was itching. So she was starting to withdraw.
Excuse me.
And she stole that thing that Marco talked about.
And didn't she steal an addiction?
I didn't even know what that was.
Didn't she steal an addiction helper, though, also? She took an inhaler, so I think...
Yeah, she did.
Okay, Safi, stop doing that. So she took an addiction thing, So that whole sequence was kind of trash. That was probably the worst part of the episode. And then Cooper the Ghoul, he goes to a bar and he sits around and has a flashback for basically the entire episode. And he has a flashback to when he was a man. And he had a wife who was a biatch. She's evil. And she is in Vegas, and so he goes too because he's working with that communist bitch that we hated from last season. Lady bitch whatever. And she wants him to steal the cold fusion from Mr. House and kill him. And he says, I'll steal it from Mr. House, but I'm not going to kill him. And then they end up, Mr. House just calls him up there, and it's like, yeah, Mr. House is not going to let you perform some kind of like a Hollywood movie heist, you know, where like you, like he's a lot smarter than that. He's not just going to let this guy, you know, he said too, Mr. House, he said, you weren't even supposed to come here with your wife, and you bought that plane ticket at the last minute. It's like, Cooper is stupid. And so he goes upstairs to see Mr. House. I loved that whole sequence. I don't love Cooper. I don't like his character anymore. Pretty much the only character I like, or I would say Norm, and then Lucy, and then I actually like Kyle because I like the actor, and so I like watching him, and I love Mr. House. I think that he's a fantastic, and they've also confirmed the guy playing him last season was his body double. So I thought that was really, really cool. And they show the real Mr. House, and there's this whole interaction between them. I guess Safi couldn't figure that out.
I saw the interaction.
But you didn't realize that was his body double? I mean, why else would... I mean...
Are you talking about the guy in the elevator?
The other mustache guy, yeah. The one from last season.
The one that was down on the
yeah
below. That was...
And he was Mr. House in season 1. I guess Safi is just gonna go, like, spaz out somewhere. I don't know.
Marco, let's just finish up the review.
You don't even review. But anyways, I love that whole sequence. I thought that was great because for the first time I felt like not only were the New Vegas fans being serviced, but I also felt like for the first time a sequence was allowed to breathe. Because a big issue with this show is the fact that, you know, we keep jumping all over the place. Like, you know, today we did a bunch of different things the whole day, and it was very chaotic and disjointed and fragmented. And that's kind of like what the show is like. And it's like you have these sequences and nothing is allowed to breathe because there's too many characters and there's too many storylines going on. And it's very chaotic. It's very strange. And but this sequence with Mr. House, it goes on for a nice long time. And I thought that's why it was honestly the best part of the whole episode. Because for once, we finally got to see characters. And we got to see dialogue and story. We don't just go from one place to the other, to the other, to the other, and see all these different characters. We just stayed in that one little room with the two characters for like 10 minutes. And that was really good. Safi, Are you alive?
Yeah, it's one of the few times, really, that we've had that happen, actually. I mean, if you think about it. And the dog is still okay. I saw some YouTube videos with the same type of dog, but that dog is extremely smart. It's a beautiful, beautiful dog. And very well trained. They are very well trained. And so
Wow.
I'm glad. I mean, I'm just thinking about, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop because, you know, people are starving. And I don't see any other dogs around. And they kill it and eat it. So, you know, it's scary. I just can't help but focus on the dog anyway, as a good thing. a good part of it, but they just show it a little bit.
They showed it for like 1 second.
They did not show it very much at all.
That's been another weird thing. But then again, that's another character. That's
another character. That's right.
So, as you guys can see, this show would be good to put into a writing class, because you could point at the show and say, this is what happens when you have too many characters and too many stories going on when you're making a TV show.
And everything gets diluted. And so so really this interaction between Mr. House and the guy who's the Ghoul now, it was longer probably than anybody else's interaction in the whole show, right? Really.
And it was really good, yeah. Not because of Cooper, but because of Mr. House. We got to see him in his special hat that Safi doesn't know about yet, but she'll see it soon in the game. And he put on a performance, I mean, he showed you why he got to play Mr. House, Justin Theroux. He showed you why he got the role. And I'd love to see more of him. In fact, I gotta say this. I know that this probably will sound like the most New Vegas fanboy thing you probably ever heard. But I could watch a whole show just with Mr. House. I think that Mr. House, as a character, he's probably one of the best video game characters of all time. And, he's kind of evil. I mean, he's pretty evil, but he's also really smart. And he does actually pose a pretty decent plan for civilization. I mean, that's another thing, is we still don't know what ending of the New Vegas game is canon. We still don't know. And I gotta say, I really don't like that. I really don't like that it's episode 6 now and we still don't know what happened in the video game that's canon to this. Like, was it the independent ending? Was it the Mr. House ending? It obviously wasn't the Caesar ending. And so what happened? It's just, there's no clue. I wonder if they're going to even answer it. Like, I think, this is my guess, which I have been pretty wrong throughout the season about guessing with this show. If I'd have to guess, I would say we don't find out until the last episode. And in the last episode, we get to see the courier character, the main character from the game. And we get to see him for like 2 seconds, and that's it. And it teases the next season. That's what I think will happen. Because there's no way, again, that would be another character to introduce. That would be another storyline to introduce, too. What happened? What happened in New Vegas? What happened with the dam? What happened with the strip? We get all these little clues. Why can't they just go up to a random person in Freeside and say, hey, what happened? Can you tell me what happened? That's what you do in the game. That's another fucking thing. You would do that in the game. If this was a game, Safi, why are you?
I'm cold.
You're cold.
My hands are cold.
Well, I'm always cold. Look at me. I'm always cold.
Marco is wearing t-shirt and shorts. Okay,
and I'm wearing.
So I don't want to hear about he's cold because he doesn't dress for the cold.
I'm wearing summer clothes for comfort and for safety. But anyways, if this was a game, the first thing that I would do as a Fallout player, and I hate to sound pretentious, I think it's just kind of common sense. It's like when you're driving somewhere and you don't have a map or a phone, you go to a gas station and ask for directions type of thing. The first thing that I would do is go in Freeside and start walking around asking people, hey, what happened here? What happened to the strip? What happened here in the most recent years? That's the first thing that I would do. And it really bothers me that they're not doing that. And again, the way that these writers write, they only write things if they advance the plot the way that they want the plot to be advanced. So they're not doing that because they want to reveal it some way, I guess, that they want to reveal it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be showing all these hints And yeah. So what do you think of that, Safi?
I guess so.
Wow.
Well, it's better to do something instead of do stupid stuff like turn the ghoul into a weakling, a weak simp, making a stupid decision, which is just totally antithetical to the character they made him so far, I think.
Yeah.
And he is a thinker. I mean, and he's very experienced about all the dangers that he's seen. So, like, if something happens, he goes, well, something else is going to happen right now, and it's going to come from this direction, and I know what's going to happen. You know, he knows because and he carries all this knowledge, and so how he thinks with this thing with his wife and child, I know he's looking for them, but as long as he knows they're cryogen or whatever, then they're safe. They're safe. So shut up.
Well, what was the deal too? I think the biggest question for me was, Cooper actually confronted Mr. House and asked him if he was going to initiate the nuclear war, and Mr. House said no, and Mr. House talked about this unknown variable being a part of the equation of who's going to start the war. And then he says that Cooper is a killer, and he also points to the fact that the date of the launch of the bombs, which I guess they know that is his daughter's birthday, so he knew...
Wait a minute, but then he said, but since you came here, we have to move it up.
I thought he was...
I'm like, what?
No, I thought he was saying that the date was after your daughter, or before your daughter's birthday, or no, afterwards, but since he came there, they had to move it to his daughter's birthday. That's what I thought he was saying. So
whatever, why?
Yeah, I didn't get all that,
what's
but
that mean?
And I didn't.
So who cares?
I didn't get that. Also, that Mr. House said you're a killer. What does that mean?
Well, he saw the demon in the snow. That's what he's talking about,
So
right?
He killed the Deathclaw? No, he was saying you're a killer, or something, pointing to this whole situation, almost like he's implying that maybe Cooper is the unknown variable.
I don't know. See, look at that. That's garbled.
I feel like I'm in the writer's room now. Okay, Safi, what do we do in the next episode? Episode 6. Let's start writing. Okay, first off, we will open in on a nice...
No, we're not, because we're not getting paid to do it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I don't want to get paid. I write the stuff for them.
That would be... If I ever made any adaptations of anything, probably Fallout would be in the top 5 things. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, I don't care.
Anything
if
Fallout.
I'm going to watch something and devote my life to it,
wow,
which is an hour a week,
my God,
then I want it to make sense.
You're so dramatic.
Every day we are faced with this nonsensical BS that's going on. I want to see something that makes sense.
I gave Fallout my life.
So, anyway, I'm
Is that what you're saying,
Safi? I've had it up to here.
I gave you my life, Bethesda. Amazon.
So anyway.
How dare you?
I really can't wait to see what they come up with. And this thing about Marco says that the ghoul won't die because they can just put a Simpack on him. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
So okay, let's see it. Because it didn't look like it when they left him. So, whatever. Show me. Show me the money. Show me the life. Show me the Simpack.
Show me the writer's room so I can go in there and write a better script than them.
I don't know if I could do that.
I think it would be fun. I think that would be a great story. Marco goes to the Fallout writer's room. He sneaks in at night. He brings some cookies and milk so that he can get in the mood. And then he gets on their little terminal and he writes a better script. And they're like, oh, let's just not check this because, we don't really care. Let's just move on. And then the show comes out and it's a lot better. And it's like, oh, yay. It's a good show now because Marco wrote it. Isn't that great?
Well, anyway, it's at the first season, even though we had to binge watch it, which was very grueling and awful. It's pretty good, and I think for a video,
it had a lot of problems though.
For a video game, though, it was pretty good. I'll say that. And I want it to stay good. I want it to be worth watching.
This season has been so all over the place, and it's just not been worth it. Like, it feels like it needs double the episodes, or maybe even triple, because they have too many characters and too many stories.
It's a soap opera.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, I said this before. And, but it's not, but the thing is, with the real TV soap opera, they had, I don't know how many episodes they had, but they sure as hell didn't have just 8.
Yeah.
They had lots. They had every day.
It's a big problem.
On every Monday through Friday, and not the weekends.
That's a big problem.
For months.
8 episodes.
So that you could have all these characters.
8 measly episodes.
But when you have a condensed story, I took some writing classes because I did want to write some fiction. I don't know if it'll ever come to fruition, but I ended up writing a lot of nonfiction newspaper articles, which I enjoy doing. But anyway, the premise for a good writer is you can't have too many characters. And you can see that. If you don't have the time to show everything, and it's shoved into 8 episodes.
Or they could have saved. They could have saved some of these stories for another season. They could have. They could have crossed out. They could have written a list. We're going to follow these stories this season. Cross the others out. Save those for season 3.
The basis of good writing is you can't have too many characters, and this is why. So, what the hell? What are you people doing? You're getting paid. Write the story properly.
I think that's an element that we don't often touch upon. Is that, I look back, I watch early 2000s movies, I watch 1990s, 1980s, all the way back to when movies were invented, and I go, I can imagine that people got paid for this. I can imagine... especially the different levels of movies, like even if it was like a B movie, I imagine they got paid something for this. But then I look at everything that comes out nowadays, and I'm just in disbelief. Like, people got paid for this? Like, people legitimately got paid for writing this? Like, that's not good. You need to spend money on better writers. Or, pare down the pay until they get better, Yeah. Like, make it like an incentive program. Like, okay, we'll lower the pay because that season was pretty bad, and if next season's better, you'll get more pay next season, Yeah. I would give this episode a B.
Yeah, I gave it a B, too.
I like the actors.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only reason. And I like the scene with Mr. House, but that's pretty much the only reason. If this show was just like a bunch of random people that I didn't know, and if you didn't have that scene with Mr. House, I'd give this episode like a D-. Like, it really... Yeah. we'll see what happens, whatever. Maybe they'll kill all the characters next episode, and we'll only have like 3 left, and it'll make it a better show, like Wednesday. That's what Wednesday Season 2 did. Wednesday Season 2 had too many characters and too many stories, so halfway through the season, they killed almost all the characters off, they got rid of a lot of storylines, and then the show got a lot better. And it was simple, it was really good. So.
Yeah.
Safi?
That's it. So,
really?
If you liked our review, give it a thumbs up. Become one of our subscribers. Make any comments about what you think about where do you think this season is going? Where do you think these storylines are going?
It's going somewhere.
Are they going to bring back the Ghoul with a Simpak?
I think so, Safi.
I don't know.
They'll
Looked pretty gross to me.
They'll give him a Band-Aid. They'll wrap up his tummy with a bandage on.
And I want to know what you guys think about
Yeah.
Kyle's hair dye. It's too dark. It looks terrible. They got a bottle of black hair dye and just poured it all over his hair.
It's like that scene in Matilda where the dad picks up that tonic and just like squirts it all over his head and Matilda's just like, yeah, you're gonna get fucked up now.
When you get older, and Kyle is older, but I know they're doing a time thing, but still.
A time warp?
You're not supposed to use a really dark hair dye.
Oh.
Because your skin, your face, and everything is older, and it doesn't look, you have to have it lighter.
Yeah, Safi...
It's too much of a contrast, and it doesn't look good.
Safi talked about this after she watched the new Anaconda movie.
Oh, God.
And you can notice it particularly with Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's face looks very old, but then his hair is really dark, and it looks very
terrible.
Weird. Very weird.
And it made me sick.
Yeah.
Because, you know what, they had for Jack Black, if you saw him in Minecraft.
I'd say Jack Black looked a lot better in Anaconda.
He did.
He looked a lot healthier, a lot better.
Then he did this Anaconda. His hair, they didn't just dump a bunch of, and he has dark hair, but they didn't just dump a bunch of dark hair dye on his hair and his beard. They trimmed it really nicely. There was some gray in it, I think, in the beard, but just, a little bit. It looked very nice and professional. Paul Rudd, they did the same thing as they did in Fallout to Kyle's hair. They got a bottle of black hair dye and poured it all over his hair. It looks terrible.
It looked really bad.
You can't do that. And guess what? They say this for women. It applies to men, too.
Wow.
You get older, your skin is different. I know. Okay? I have experience with that.
So please like this video and comment and subscribe. And then also, if you enjoyed this video, you enjoy our videos, you should go over to our Patreon page, because that is where you'll be able to see exclusive content. You'll be able to see the full movie reviews that we do, not just the edited down versions that are on this channel for free. And then also my short film and 2 hours of behind the scenes. So, Safi?
Okay, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.